Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Cameron. This is Rubberneck Garage. If you're new to the channel, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. And let me get started by telling you I apologize for not releasing a video in over a week. The reason is the holidays have come and gone. I guess they're still happening because we still have New Year's. But I've had family in town, a bunch of other projects that I've had to do just around the house. And due to that fact, and the fact that we've gotten like 3 feet of snow over the last couple weeks, that has put everything to a halt. And the reason that is I cannot set up the paint booth or anything else with the snow on the ground. The paint booth isn't waterproof, it's not water resistant, so that fact does not allow me to actually place it in the backyard or in this back area where I need to place it. So I have to wait for the snow to actually melt, and this winter I don't know what it's looking like. So I may have to figure something else out, like a small booth or something. But what I do have is other projects to do, and that other project right now is my son's 1990 Nissan Axxess. Now, if you don't know what Nissan Axxess is, Nissan Axxess is actually known as a Nissan Prairie in other parts of the world. It was only brought to America for, I believe, 2 years or 1 year. And the reason was that Nissan and Ford actually came together in a conglomerate and decided they were going to make a van together. And that van was going to be the Nissan Quest. So the Nissan Quest is also the Mercury Villager, same exact platform, same exact vehicle. But the issue was that Nissan actually wanted a vehicle to bridge that gap. And the only thing they had at that time that fit that minivan profile was this vehicle here. Now here's what's really cool about the Nissan Axxess. The cool thing is Caravan, or people attribute Caravan having the first 2 sliding doors on each side of the vehicle. What I mean by that is 1 on each side, so not 2 on each side, 1 on each side, and that would allow you access on both sides of the vehicle. The Nissan Prairie, as well as the Nissan Axxess, have doors on each side. They're called space vans. The reason why that is the futuristic look, as well as the fact that they had a ton of space, hence the doors opening and be able to walk through it. So this one I picked up for a couple $100 for my son. Since then I've done a bunch of stuff to it, just fun stuff for the teenager. It's Rhino lined, it's actually Raptor lined in this Battleship Gray. The paint was roached completely, and so I wanted something that was durable for him, be able to drive wherever he needed to go. Wheels are different, suspension has been changed, brakes have been changed. It was a non-start when I got it, and I fixed a fuel pump, which actually got it started, ran for a while. And then while I was teaching my son how to drive stick, which is why I bought this car in the first place, my son knew how to drive manual. The chain jumped. So when it jumped, valves and the pistons collided. I had to replace it with, and it had cost me, like, remanufactured, I think it was like $170. That was shipped, and I didn't have to send anything back. Replaced that, replaced the timing cover, replaced the timing guides, replaced the chains, replaced the seals, replaced everything in this car, and then even doing all that, the total amount that I have in this car, after all the repairs, after everything I've done to it, is still, I think, $1,250. So I bought him a stereo, nothing crazy fancy, just a little dual with some Scosche speakers and some other things, and then all the connecting components and stuff like that. So nothing crazy, but a nice thing for him, so he actually has some tunes when he's driving the car that he actually really likes. So let's go ahead and get started, get this stereo installed for him, and make it something that he really loves with some music. So I'm also super excited about my new Christmas gift. I got this this chemo ratchet from my stepdad, so I'm super excited about it. It's gonna make this way easier. So here's what I did for this speaker on this store. What I wanted to do is I didn't want to have to drill a bunch of new holes for this system. So I used the original stereo mounting point. I just went ahead and ground out the old speaker, and I used it as essentially just as a base plate. So I was able to then tap this original or this new speaker into it using that. The other thing I didn't want to do is I actually didn't want to cut this harness because I actually kind of like this design. So I went ahead and just did a bridge. I don't actually have to cut any of the initial or the original wires on the car. And then this will mount right back without any new holes or anything else. It will go right back to the stock space. So I don't have to drill anything new and didn't have to cut anything. That's what I did. So let's go on to the next one. So I just wanted to get a quick video, a quick clip of what it looks like completely finished. And that's it completely. Company that's willing to go in it with. Yeah, I mean, sort of, if you're not doing anything like that. So hey guys, here's the deal. The thing is, I actually got the stereo in, but here's a weird thing about the Nissan Axxess. So it has a antenna, and then it actually has a secondary ground. And what you have to do is the antenna and the secondary ground plug into the same thing. So you have to cut that secondary ground, which is right here. It's this wire right here. So it goes from here, and they're connected together. The antenna and the secondary ground are connected together. And then you have to ground that as well. So I went ahead and just butt connected it. Or I just went ahead and did a connector and connected to that ground, which is nice about these universal connectors for the Nissans, is your ground is connected to both of your female connectors. So I just connected that ground to that, and as soon as I did that, so it wasn't working, I was getting pretty frustrated, I didn't know why, and then I connected the original stereo, and then when I connected the original stereo, it didn't turn on, so then I reconnected the antenna, and that turned everything on. But yeah, this is the actual antenna part, and the second part is just a ground. But as soon as I did that, boom. So this is that connector, guys, I was talking about. So this is actually, so this right here is the antenna portion of it. So that you can just disconnect and then connect it to whatever stereo that you're installing. But this right here is a second ground prong, and it all just goes into the antenna plug-in. So you actually have to cut like I did right there, and then connect that to your actual ground. So really kind of a funky design, since this thing has another ground as well, and then just this one that apparently you have to do something with. So yep, that's trash now, but just if you have to problem solve one, that's how you. So connect the plug first to pull it back up. See the plug? And make sure that fits into that. The finesse thing. Push the prong. Push this down. There you go. So make sure that goes over the headlock. Make sure this fits over. Just like that. all your little plastic pieces just so you know in the front. Your handle's going to go into the tip of the handle. So there you have it, guys. The stereo is completely in the vehicle. It went in really easily. The only issue we had were those couple things I told you about, that extra ground that I didn't know these cars had. The other thing is if you do a car like this, I don't know how the other Nissans are, but this one in particular, you don't need a mounting kit. It actually bolts right up to the original mount for the original stereo, so that when you actually put it in the car, it's a super clean installation. You actually use the original accessory pocket, and it goes right where the old one was. I'm super excited for him. Now he has a stereo, he can listen to some tunes. I also fixed the handle that he had in there with a 1999 old stock handle from the UK. Car completely functions perfect now. But other than that, turn heads every single day. Have a good one. Have a happy new year, and I'll catch you next time.